Guys, I'm so excited that you showed up, and I'm so excited to talk about this topic that I'm so passionate about, and that's fitness. If you've been following me in fitness, you know I'm real passionate about helping people build a fitness routine that helps them stay consistent, right? And the thing is that I get really excited about this because when you have a fitness routine that helps you stay consistent, which is like the number one struggle and challenge I know that many people go through when it comes to exercise, when it comes to fitness and all of that. But having that consistency makes you feel good in your body, right? Whether it's sexy or vibrant or just comfortable in your clothes or confident, maybe it's being like pain free for some of you, right? Maybe it's just the energy that you get or the strength that you feel in your body, right? Makes you feel good in your body. And I want you to feel good in your body, right? Any shape, size, it doesn't matter. It's about how you feel. And it gives you endurance for all the other strenuous activities out there in daily life, right? Like picking up the groceries, carrying your children. Even when I do bath time with my kids, I am literally like, it is so good I do back work because I am like leaning in there and I'm washing hair and my abs are all flexing and my back is all tight. And I'm like, if I wasn't strong, I'd be straining. And that leads to injury, that leads to pain, right? It's like doing laundry, even sitting at a desk all day. If you have a work job that you're at a desk or you're on your feet standing for long periods, like if you're a nurse or if you're in healthcare, those are everyday activities that when you have a fitness routine that you're doing consistently, it feels better. You don't feel as drained or strained when you're doing those daily activities because your body is just more fit, right? It also keeps you healthy and youthful. I talk about this because when it comes to longevity, I think about that with my mortality. I had kids in my 40s, right? So I'm thinking, God, I gotta live and I gotta live good years, not just live years, but enjoy those years, be playful in those years, be able to even, let kids hopefully, if I'm lucky enough to be a grandma, which I'm like, I have to live till I'm 100 and I hope my kids have kids young, but it's about living youthfully, playfully, not being prone to disease and illness that many of us are, right? You can avoid diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. You can avoid osteoporosis, looking like a grandma, hunched over at the age of 50. I see women just a little older than me, degenerative postures at young ages under 50, right? So all through your 50s, 60s, 70s, you don't have to gain the look, right, of the elderly anymore because you know too much now. And you have the ability to create a fitness routine in your life that is going to give you that consistency. And that's what I'm here to show you today. I'm here to teach you, right, how to create a fitness routine that is right for you. Because for a lot of my career, I just created programs, workouts, boom, put it out, put it out, put it out, put it out for Pop Sugar. They were like working me like a machine, right? But I always in my heart wanted to create programs because programs are different than randomized workouts in your life. And I'm going to talk about that. But before we jump right in, I want to start by saying there are three big mistakes that I've seen across the board working with clients and just talking to moms everywhere. And I want you to think about this in your own life. And I hope you printed out your worksheet. This chintzy little PDF could change your life, right? It could change your life because the one thing you're going to think about today is, am I making mistake number one? Am I starting this with a competitive mindset or a caring mindset? I'm going to crush this. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm bringing this up because I'm going to get your mind right in just 2 minutes. Competitive. I'm going to crush this. I'm going all in this time. Nothing can stop me. How often have you started a fitness program with that in mind? Like, this is it. I'm going strong. I'm going hard, which leads me to mistake number two that I see happening all the time, going too hard too soon. You haven't worked out in like 5 months, but you're ready to go back in 7 days a week at that boot camp program. Have you ever done that? Right? Mistake number three that I see is randomly choosing workouts. And this is a huge reason I never started creating a new program like Pop Sugar, where it's just, let me just give you a bunch of random workouts. That's not my jam anymore, because people choose random workouts because they like variety, right? They don't know what they're doing. They just feel like, hey, something's better than nothing. I'm just going to go and choose something. I got to get something in. And I get it, okay? But those are the 3 biggest mistakes that you're making if that's what you're doing to build a consistent fitness routine that is going to allow you to feel good in your body, to create that lifelong healthy lifestyle that you really want. So I'm going to help you avoid them today. Once you hear this, you cannot unhear it. And that's what I love about now being able to video record my trainings and all of that. I'm like, hey, go back to this, rewind, like I say, rinse and repeat, because we're going to create a 4-week calendar for you today. And then you're going to be able to do it again every month. You're going to revisit. You're going to have the tools to do that. This is what I do with my private clients. This is what I walk them through, right? And I'll do some Q&As with you guys if we have time. First, we're going to start with this. Time to get the mind right. The mind is where it all begins. And so if you have a caring mindset, you're going to choose to train your body the way it is now versus the way you want it to be later. You see that shift? A lot of people go in thinking, okay, I want this look. I want to feel this way. I want to, mimic that person, or I want to go back to the girl I was or how I felt before kids. No. That's not who you are now. Right now, you're creating a fitness routine for you today. I know you might love your fitness trainer online, or your friends always practicing these new workouts, and you're like, yep, I'm in. But trying to follow people that are not you is what sets you up for failure. You got to start choosing something that's right for you. Someone in pain who's dealing with injury, they're not going to feel their best after a HIIT workout. They're just not. If you're like, oh, I've had this crick in my neck and this, oh man, I'm feeling all the aches and pains, but I'm going to do this hard workout because I need to sweat today. Not going to be good. If you're sleep deprived, and this is huge for moms, if you're sleep deprived, your kid's still not sleeping through the night, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. You are literally chronically sleep deprived. You haven't gotten a full night's sleep in maybe 3 months, right? You have exhaustion. I'm going to tell you to avoid certain exercise altogether until your energy becomes a priority, until you're doing everything you can to restore your energy, because your body doesn't know good stress and bad stress. It just knows stress. So when you place your body under stress, that's what exercise is. You're stressing your body, you're stressing your system, you're pushing yourself, you're exerting to limits, right? And if you're sleep deprived, your body is not going to respond well. You might think it gives you a little boost in energy because you're like, no, I just got to get a workout in because I didn't sleep last night. I got to get my energy boosted. I would say, no, you don't. You don't need that workout at all. You could stretch, meditate, and you would be more energized for the day than doing that workout. But you have to start getting your mind right, because you've got to set yourself as a priority, who you are now, and then also start listening to your body and your body's needs. The second thing is that you got to set real expectations. Guys, before we start filling this out, you've got to set real expectations for your goals. This might take longer than you want it to. Life might be different now that you're a mom, or maybe you're trying to get pregnant, and you've got to think about other things than just the weight loss or than just the fitness. You've got to think about what those goals can be. I mean, people ask me all the time, they're like, Anna, are you trying to get back into Pop Sugar fighting shape? Guys, that was how many years ago? 10, almost 12 years ago that I was on Pop Sugar when I started. I was single, live in LA. I had 4 jobs. I did fitness for a living. right? When I hosted that show. And when I wasn't doing fitness and shooting fitness videos, I was running the Santa Monica stairs, or I was training a client. I was on my feet. I was go, go, go. I was in that kind of shape because of the way my life was set up. I would never set that expectation for myself. I would do myself to failure. I run 3 businesses. I also have a wine business. I have 2 children. I have no way of keeping the same type of intensity in training myself to look that way or to try and get to those goals. That's the kind of thing I need you to think about. I don't want you setting goals based that are super unrealistic to your life today and what you're capable of doing. You got to set goals that matter for you, how you want to feel, consider all your roles and priorities, then set realistic goals, but not excuses. That's always the third thing that I bring up. I'm like, no excuses, all right? Because those are definitely going to hold you back from progress. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? True or not true? True. Now, what you do with your time is the difference. Because if something matters to you, you'll make time for it, right? Whether you eliminate something else or you find pockets in the day to fit it in, you have to commit for you and nobody else, right? Why does this matter to you? I want you to ask yourself that question. These mental exercises are very important because a lot of people just skip to the what and the how versus the why. Anna, tell me what to do. I'm like, whoa, okay. Like, I got to start with why. Well, why does this matter? Why are you going to make time for this? What benefits does it give you or to other people in your life? I always say kids are not an excuse, they're a reason for me, right? Because for me, I want to be healthy for them. I'm not going to make them my excuse why I'm not healthy. That's the thing that makes me really, really go off the lid, right? Where I'm like, right? I get all crazy. So this is how you avoid feeling like, this is helping you avoid failure from the get-go. When you get your mind in this space. Okay? Does that make sense for you guys? Because if you can do that, you're already 10 times ahead of anybody else that's trying to reach their fitness goals. Just because now you're like, I'm training me for me and who I am today and what I need, what my body needs, what my priorities are, what my life is like. I'm setting realistic expectations for myself so I don't set myself up for failure. I don't feel like I'm falling behind. I don't feel like I need to keep up. And then I'm not making excuses because I have my why. I have reasons why this matters, and I'm going to make the time. Because if other people can do it, I can do it. Like, it's an excuse when there are millions of other people figuring it out. So that's the first step. The second step in getting this done, this routine, and I want you to touch base with that. Every time you go back to this, every 4 weeks, you revisit it. Hey, is my mind right? Am I in the right mind space? Am I thinking about what my needs are? Or am I shooting to try and train like the gal I want to be in a year from now? So the next thing I want to teach you guys is the fitness training basics. I'm going to condense down like 6 years of undergrad and grad school as an exercise physiologist, and then 20 years as a sports performance specialist. And I'm going to twist it into 3 training basics. This is how I look at fitness. And you're getting inside the mind of somebody that's been in this a long time. So I hope that you're willing to open up your expectations of what you think this is and just start listening, right? Opening up. I tell Luca, let me hear you listen with your listening ears. The first step in any fitness program, the first goal with my fitness training basics, I call it train your body to become its most naturally fit. So everyone's a different size on this call. Everyone's a different size. We all are, our structures are different. Maybe our weights are different. Our strengths are different. Our cardio's different. Like our endurance is different, all of that. What you got to realize is that no matter what you've been in through your life, where you are today, you're like Oh, Anna, I'm 20 pounds heavier than I used to be. I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool. But right now, you are who you are. You have the body you have the strength you have the flexibility that you have, all those things. I want you to keep that in mind right now. Okay. My goal for you is, regardless of your weight or your strength, you need to train your body today to become its most naturally fit self. What that means is that you're fully energized, you're flexible, you're pain-free, you can do body weight moves, you have stamina, endurance for your everyday activities. You are like, it reminds me of when I traveled to Italy last summer with my 2 children, my husband and a nanny, and I was like a pack mule with a baby on my hip, holding something here, a back on front, a back on top. I'm pushing a cart. Like, I was a pack mule, and so was my husband, and so was my nanny. Like, we just had everything, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I would be dead if I wasn't fit for my body. I can carry my own. Can you carry your own? And can you move your body and feel like you can go for a hike? Can you get on the floor and play with your kids? Naturally fit is the #1 goal first. And most people don't realize that, because in their mind, they're thinking, I just want to lose weight. What if you shift your goal to first be like, I'm going to be as flexible, as energized, as mobile, as strong, and push my body weight, and my stamina is going to be good, and I'm going to have a nice, like, healthy lung power, right? Have you ever breath scaled? I bet you most of you haven't. But this is what you need to think about and focus in first. It's not about calories. Not at all. When you're training your body, you're thinking, I've got to work on those elements of being naturally fit. All right. Because then the second goal, as you progress, once you hit those goals, once you get there and you're like, I'm feeling good, like in my body, but I still got maybe some weight to lose, right? I feel like I need to shape down a little. I need to, tighten up a little bit, lean out. This is what I call achieving your healthiest body composition. So boring, right? Your body is made up of fat mass and lean mass. If you've never had yourself tested, you should, right? Because your bone structure is a part of your lean body mass, and along with your muscles and your organs and all of that stuff. And then you have your fat mass, which you need a healthy percentage of, right? But then you have an unhealthy percentage if you're gaining weight and it's way over the limit for what you actually are built for. And those tests will tell you that. And some of you just know. You're like, I'm way heavier than I need to be. I have way more fat on my body than I want. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is why this is the next step. Because this is not just about getting naturally fit now. Now you have to shift your body composition. You need to get rid of fat mass and you need to build muscle mass. What does this require? The next level. Not only do you need to become naturally fit, you've got to eat better. You've got to increase your cardio intensity. You've got to increase your strength with weights. So I'm not saying like push your body weight now. I'm saying, can you add a little to your body weight? Right? Can you lean it out? Can you do those bicep curls with 5 more pounds now? And if you think that your fat is going to that your muscle is actually going to look bad because you have fat, you're wrong. Right? Muscle burns fat. You want muscle. Muscle increases your metabolism. Muscle burns fat. It's a fact. So you're going to want to think about that in your program, that you're like, am I feeling like my best naturally, like my fitness naturally, before I even think about dropping fat? Because when you go into the body composition stuff, I'm telling you, that's the hardest work there is. And that's when you got to just say, I'm going next level here. I'm not just focused on fitness. I'm focused on nutrition. That's why most people can't get there with fitness alone, right? You got to take that next step. The third phase of the training basics is performance. Once you get to a body composition that you like, you can be ready for performance training. I want to train for a marathon. I want to train for a race or an event. And you can do that too. If you have a body composition that you're not, you're not like ideal. You're like, oh, I got more fat than I want in my body. I'm trying to burn it. This lower belly fat and whatnot, I'm not liking. But trust me, if you tested your body composition, you would know if you were obese or if you're in the average body composition for your size, for your height, and for your lean mass. There's a ratio because everybody's body is different. That's why you can't say, oh, I'm 5'5", but I should weigh. That's not fully the truth, right? When you actually know the science of what your body's made of, everything changes. That's why it's like, if you're trying to lose a couple of pounds, you've got to think about now you're getting down to the nitty gritty for your body to shift in body composition, which is the hardest thing for it to do. So if you're expecting that to be the case, then it's going to be the long game, not the short game. Short game is naturally fit. Long game is lean. Longer game is performance. And that's what you can get to if you want it. Like me, I'm not trying to train for performance anymore. That's just not my goal. But that's where I would go next with somebody that's already at that phase. And they're like, I want to go next level. Performance is a whole nother thing. You got to train yourself like an athlete, right? And there's a lot of people out there, and I'm just going to say this because I know people are watching that want to run marathons, that want to do the events, that want to do the 5Ks, all of that. If you're training for something like that, you better be increasing your nutrition, your nutrients, your recovery habits, all of it. Because if you're starting to train like a performance athlete, you better treat your body like a performance athlete in all areas, including nutrition and recovery. That's why people get hurt. They're like, I'm going to train for this 5K. I'm going to train for this marathon, this half marathon. I'm going to train for this triathlon. And I'm like, what else are you doing other than the training? Because you better be like on a serious like nutrition schedule. You better be recovering. You better be doing all the things for your muscle rehabilitation, or you're going to get hurt. It's like somebody off the street just walking into being like, I'm going to be a performance athlete. Yep, I'm ready. Most people aren't, right? Most people aren't. So those are the 3 steps. Now, this is the fun part. This is the really fun part. You guys ready? Program design. This is what this is. This is what I get paid the big bucks to do for other people, right? But you're going to do it for yourself because I'm teaching you right now these steps. Now, up in here where you got this blank space, I'm going to have you take a few notes for yourself as a quick reference point, okay? Number 1, when you do a program design for you, and this is how you customize it for your lifestyle. Too often people are just like, I'm going to go do P90X. Trust me, I love Beachbody programs. Love Beachbody programs. I've been a coach for years. I've also created my own fitness programs for my clients. It doesn't matter. When you're getting in the game and you're starting to create a workout calendar for you, not everybody has the same availability, the same needs, the same goals, right? So when you just go and pick a program and try to fit your life into that program, it's really hard to stay consistent. It sucks. You're like, oh my God, I got to do this workout, but I'm so tired. Oh my God, I've been running all day, but I got to get this workout in. You're accountable to someone else's schedule, someone else's expectations. That's not the recipe for a successful, consistent program. So what I want you to think about first is your time commitment. How much time do you have realistically? Something is always better than nothing, right? Some days I do one of my 10-minute tune-up workouts because that's the time I have in my calendar that day. And I'm not feeling bad about it. I'm feeling great about it. I'm like, that kept my momentum. I feel great. I just did my thing. Awesome. It's over, right? In my calendar, I look at my time commitments for my work schedule, for my family life, for my friends, whatever I've got going on. And I'm like, what is my normal Sunday through Saturday? When do I have time for me, for my fitness? And jot that down, like put time commitment. Do you have 10 minutes a day? Do some days you have 10 minutes, some days you have 30 minutes? In each of those blocks, Sunday through Saturday, write down what you got. Put a little mark, like I got 30 minutes, I got 10 minutes here. On Mondays, I'm squeezing in a workout in the morning before I bring my kids to school, so I got 15 minutes. Trust me, I've worked with all the moms, right? I've worked with all the people. Everybody's got different schedules. Everybody's in a different place. So what you want to think about first is your time commitment, because it's going to be your commitment for yourself. It's not like, oh, this program requires 30-minute workouts a day. I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to make it work. No, you don't. And I'm here to give you that permission. Because the sooner you say no to something that's not going to work in your life, the sooner you're getting closer to success. And the same thing in any area of your life, really, right? You have the boundaries. Like self-care is not just fitness. But when it comes to fitness, you're starting to see that that can be flexible too. Like you can find what's going to work for you in your life. How many days a week do you have? Maybe it's 2 days, maybe it's 3 days, maybe it's 4 days. It's okay. It doesn't have to be 7 days. Who's cheering? Is anybody cheering? It doesn't have to be 7 days. I'll say it again. What it needs to be is consistent. If you create a week right here and you write down how many days a week you can do and how long you can do, that's where it all begins. And you got to commit. And I don't want the excuses, right? I want realistic. That's what I'm shooting for here for you guys, is the realistic time commitment that you have. And when you do that, there's like this freeing feeling of like, okay, I can do this. Isn't there? Yeah. Like I'm seeing people say like, God bless you. Yes. Because this is your life. This is your decision. This is your choice to take care of yourself. Right? And you don't have to appease anybody else. This is all you, giving it to you. The second thing that you're going to do, once you have that kind of written down, jotted out, you're going to look at your physical needs. So what I want you to think about here is, what does your body need right now? What does it need right now? Are you tight? Do you have pain? Are you having trouble getting up the stairs? Is your energy low? Is your endurance low? Like my flexibility is always poor. I don't know what it is. I stretch all the time. And when I wake up in the morning, you know what I need? A good stretch. I just do. It's what my body is. My body is just a tight little wound little thingy me jig, you know? And I'm okay with it because I've learned that what my body needs is more flexibility, more mobility training. I need the yoga. I need the stretching. I need the foam roller. I need stuff that's going to loosen my body up. I need massages. Right? So think about specifically what your body needs. Write it up there. Do you need strength? Do you need more cardio? Do you need more endurance? Do you need like more energy to get through your day? Do you need, and I'll give you an example, something here. I'm going to jump into the next thing. Once you guys take a few seconds to think about what your body needs. Do you need weight loss? Obviously, big one. Right? Think about them all. Be like, what do I need the most? Right? Now, after you've done that, the next thing you do is you think about the modality that you're going to use based on your needs. Right? So like I said, my body's tight. So the modality, like the type of exercise I'm going to do is stretching, is yoga, is foam roller. I get massages, right? I also need strength. So I need some strength training. I like getting in my cardio that way too, but my cardio is great. I've always been a runner, so I've always had really good cardio stamina, right? But when I do workouts, I pick a modality that does raise my heart rate. I don't like to do it old school gym style where I'm like really heavy and then I'm done, right? So the modality is the style of workout that's going to give your body what it needs. Some people are like, I really love Pilates. I love taking those dance classes like Zumba because it's fun cardio for me, right? You've got to decide, okay, this is what my body needs. Now the modality is going to be the next decision you make. So you're like, okay, I need strength. So now you're looking at your calendar. This is how you actually do this stuff. You look at your calendar and you're like, great. I've got how many days of the week? How long do I have? What types of workouts do I need to put in my life based on what my body needs? And then the very last thing you look at is intensity and frequency. So it's like, well, okay, how advanced is your training going to be? Like, how heavy are you going to be lifting? How hard are you going to be? How long are you going to be doing your cardio? How often are you going to do certain workouts? You know, how often do you need yoga? How often do you need stretching? How often do you need strength training? Right? Because if your greatest need is strength, like some of you guys might be writing here now, like I need muscle. Like, so strength training is going to be a priority for you. If somebody's in pain, they're like, I got aches and pains in my body. I'm like, stretching, foam rolling, yoga. You need those. If you only have 3 days a week, that's what you're doing for the next 4 weeks until you're out of pain. Or you're going to go see a pain specialist, right? If your cardio is like, you're having trouble, you're like, I need help with my cardio. I take these stairs and I'm not getting any more fit here. Like, you need to get more cardio. You need to put that on the calendar, right? Now, these are the elements. So I hope you wrote them down, right? You look at your time commitment, you look at your physical needs, you look at the modality of exercise that you need to fulfill the needs of your body. Then you look at how often am I going to do that? How frequent am I going to get that in? What's the intensity? Am I a beginner? I need low intensity. Am I advanced because I've been doing this a while? I need a more challenging style intensity. You know, I had a client who, you know, she was working with me on this and she was telling me about what she was currently doing for her fitness. And one of the things that we discovered on our call is that when she works a long day of teaching dance, the very next day was her day to work out in the morning. So she would do like a hard workout because it was her only day that she really got her own time when her kids were in the hands of the dad. And I'm like, so you just worked 8 hours dance teaching and then you did your hard workout in the morning? I was like, oh my God. I was like, what does your body need in the morning? So this is where we're getting more specific. This is where we're actually then looking at your life. And I'm looking at your schedule and looking at your day. I'm like, if you're working long days, going to bed late, getting up early, is the best thing for your body the HIIT training workout that's going to beat your ass? Probably not. You need recovery. You need to stretch. You need to breathe. It's like replacing that now for her has changed her whole life. She's just like, I feel so good. She's still working out. She's still doing the other things that, you know, she's worked into her calendar. But like that one shift in her mindset, knowing that it's okay that I don't take my free day to not kill myself in a workout. I can take that free day and do the foam roller and do my meditation. She's like, wow, I can do that. Yeah. And your energy will be better. You're setting yourself up for a great day. That day you can enjoy it, live it, feel energized in it, you know? So it's important for you guys to look at your life. Your life is like the main component here. What do you do all day? How are you working? How are you playing? What is the expectations that one demands of you? that are taking a lot out of you, right? People have this need for variety, I have found. Knowing how many Pop Sugar followers come to me and say, I love your workouts. And I'm like, that's awesome. Are you hitting your goals? And a lot of people, say like, I just love the workouts. So, I'm just doing those and I don't really have any like goals right now. And so that's cool, right? They're just like randomly choosing a workout because they're just like, I'm just working out. I don't really have any goals. I'm fit. I feel good. I'm good to go. Great. But if you've got some goals, like you're just like, I've hit a plateau, or I'm getting back into fitness after I had my baby, and I'm not able to lose the weight that I want, and I just don't feel energized throughout the day. That's when you need a plan, because the randomized stuff is really destroying your ability to, one, create repetition for your body. I don't know if you guys realize this, but actually your body needs repetition for mastery. So when you do a different workout here, there, and different workout there, and different workout, there's really no repetition for your body to master something. Consistency is hard when it's random. How am I consistently doing anything? It's just random here, random there. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I always say repetition and consistency equals mastery, and that's where results really start to kind of come in. Repetition and consistency. So that's where I want your brain thinking is, how can I do this? 4-week program, 4 weeks. It's not that long. It goes by so fast. And if you think about it, if you have different things happening on different days, you're getting variety there. But next week you do the same thing. The same thing, right? Because if you are running hard, you're working your job full time, you're a career woman, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, even harder job to be with your kids all day and be running around with them, picking them up, getting them lunch, giving them bath time, all those things. And you're also always in it with the kids and the career. And then you want to maybe get out for a night out. You go to bed late, you wake up the next day, you're exhausted, and you're trying to rush yourself into something that was just thought like a good idea. But really, when you're intentional about this stuff, when you're intentionally creating a program for you that's going to cater to your needs, you're going to see your body start to love you. And when your body loves you, it feels good. It feels better. It allows, it adapts so much quicker to the repetition and the consistency that it's getting. I want you to think about it in another way too, before we do some Q&A. And that is, when you train your body and you get into like maybe a week of exercise because you're like, I'm all in, right? It's the competitive mindset versus the caring mindset. And you're just in because you want to do it. And you just got to start working out. You want to lose weight. You just want to feel better. You go hard that week. Then you're wiped. Because it's like, oh my God, your body wasn't ready for that. Your body hates you. At the end of the week, your body hates you and you feel it. The next week, you're like, I can't keep up with that. I'm just going to do a couple days this week. I did a little bit too much. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Right. Then your body's like sore, tired, achy, and you're not even giving it anything. You're like making it wait 3 or 4 days before it gets any kind of love. There's no stretching going on. There's no foam rolling going on. There's no breathing going on. There's no stretches and yoga poses or anything. There's nothing going on. Your body's in pain, right? Sore, achy, tightening up. Guys, I say this because I know it. I've done it. I've been there, especially throughout my pregnancies and recovering from that. So I've been on this journey to really, really put together those things. And now your challenge is to think about the modality, the intensity, the frequency. What am I going to put in here? What is it going to go in this calendar if I know what my body needs? And that's what I want you to really do the work on. Now it's in your hands. You know what you need to do. In my programs, I created the Mama Comeback Fit. And I'm like, okay, I got the prenatal, I got the postnatal for the 4th trimester. Call it the Gentle Movement series because it's what I needed. I was like, I can't do any of these other things right now, but I need to move because I felt stiff and I felt aching and I felt tired and I just needed blood flow, right? Bulletproof 1.0, it's a series of exercises that are helping you get your most naturally fit. That's what I needed after pregnancy. That's what any beginner needs. That's why I created that system, because I'm like, every beginner needs to get their most naturally fit before they start going into the HIIT training, anything like that. It's all got to be low impact. It's got to be catering to the mobility, the flexibility, the body weight strength. It's got to keep your cardio going, but not kill you, right? So start thinking about your life, thinking about how to lay this out, because this is going to set you up for that success, right? If there's anything you remember, it's that is like, okay, don't be random, be intentional. That's how you get your fitness to the next level. Make sense? Make sense? Awesome. Now, if you guys have any questions, go ahead. Yeah, jump right in. I want to do a little Q&A here for you guys.
Okay, so I definitely have a question, because one of the things that I definitely need to do is I'm in a lot of pain, but it's because of the weight that I'm currently carrying. Even though I'm 70 pounds lighter,
Yeah.
it's a big difference.
Yep.
Is it okay if I do like in the morning? I have time before I go into work. I don't go into work till 8:45 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Um, is it okay if I do like stretching and recovery in the morning, like every morning throughout the week, and then just do like strength, cardio, those kind of major workouts like 3 times a week or twice a week to get me started?
Yeah. So if I was giving you some really tangible advice here on your program, it makes sense that if you can, obviously, what do you do at work? Are you on your feet or are you sitting?
Well, I'm a toddler teacher, so I'm always up
You're on your
and down
feet.
and up and
Oh,
I'm
that's
all
right.
over the place. I'm in a classroom.
So you're going. So you need, and here's the thing, okay? Because your goal is weight loss, right?
Right,
And it's to relieve pain,
right.
because the weight loss is heavy on your body. You're feeling it.
Mhm,
Is it in
mhm.
your back? Is it in your neck? Where is it?
It's mostly like my lower back and like going up my vertebrae.
Okay. Yep. And is it constant or is it triggered?
It triggers all the time. So yeah, it's a constant trigger.
Okay. So you constantly feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that tells me what your body needs the most as far as training goes
Hmm.
is um is the release stuff, like the foam roller stuff, the stretching. You need specific training workouts for your core. So in the Bulletproof Strength program, there's a workout called Stabilize. And it's specific because right now you need to train your body the weight it is. It will naturally drop weight with exercise and eating well. But the way your body is, you need to focus on stabilizing your core, like your spine. So that
Mm.
workout alone, doing that workout literally twice a week would be a huge gain for you, because it would not only help you gain muscles gain strength in the muscles that are supporting your back, but also allowing you to start strengthening the core and the glutes that are going to stabilize your whole body, so
Mm.
that Even if you were just like squatting down to get something from the ground, it doesn't feel painful because you've built strength in your core to stabilize the weight that you're carrying. You need to
Yeah.
strengthen specifically the muscles that need to hold your body weight right now and to hold you in a good posture. So think about that, because if you go into any like random workout, they're not thinking about that. So find the workouts, even if it get into the Mama Comeback Fit, get into that community, do that stabilized workout, and do the release foam roller workout, and do the lengthen workouts. And those would be the only 3 I would want to see in your calendar other than walking for cardio. You could also do, if you felt comfortable, because those workouts all have modifiers as well. Because one of the other things that I would say for you is that the exercises that are for like the total body, like the total body one, it would be a really good cardio one for you. And it would challenge your strength kind of on a whole, like the total body level, like you get some upper body, you get some lower body. They all have modifiers too. But right now for you, any kind of exercise that is not specifically training your body to be and I say most naturally fit because most exercises that you see online that are random on YouTube or whatnot, they're going in there and they're just there to work you. You don't need to really try that hard to work your body right now because you're carrying extra weight. It's working every day. It's working hard for you because it's carrying extra weight. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what I want to do is I want to strengthen your body from the core in the foundation so that the lengthening helps release the tension. The release on the foam roller helps to relieve the tightness of your muscles because your muscles are tight.
Yes. I
Yes.
feel a lot of tightness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you did that, you'd be able to walk more and you'd be able to walk faster. And that's how you're going to get your cardio in. That's how you're going to start to feel your body get that more blood flow. And that's when the weight is just going to naturally start to come off, especially if you're focused on your nutrition. Because remember, to really lose fat, you've got to focus on the nutrition. Awesome job. Way to show up for yourself today. I'm so glad I got to see you all. Everybody, enjoy the night.